Good afternoon. Hello. Looks like everybody's found their one piece of shade in this busy, hot afternoon. Hello, so my name is David Brand. I'm the city manager for City of Cupertino. I want to welcome everybody to the second phase opening of the Stevens Creek Corridor project. This project has been a long time in the making. I know a lot of you were probably here 2 years ago when we opened the first phase, and we are now here today, almost 2 years to the day, to open the second phase. This project is a small piece of what hopefully will eventually become a trail that will link the Stevens Creek Reservoir to the San Francisco Bay. And so, like projects that are complex, we've had many partners from the state and regional agencies to help us deliver this project. And we will hopefully recognize everybody, although there are so many of them that we might miss a few, but we will do our best. I'd like to turn this over to Public Works Director Tim Borden, who was in charge of managing this project. By no means was he in charge completely of delivering it, and he will mention a number of folks that were assisting us. And as I see people moving to the sun, we will try to be quick about this because I don't want to see people start to melt out here. So with that, I'd like to introduce Tim Borden, Public Works Director.
Thank you, David. Again, Tim Borden, Director of Public Works, and I'm going to try and keep my comments brief, but because it is such a large, complex, and it's been a project in the making for so long, there were a lot of people involved, and we do want to thank everyone because it took everyone to bring this to fruition. So I'm honored to be here today, and this project is a huge achievement for the City of Cupertino and the region. It completes a new section of the regional Stevens Creek Trail. Visitors can now walk or bike from McClellan Ranch Preserve all the way to Stevens Creek Blvd. It's a new quarter-mile segment that completes a 1-mile reach along the creek corridor that is open 365 days a year starting today. The project also implemented an important creek restoration effort that benefited federally threatened steelhead trout as well as other wildlife. Another noteworthy point is the creek restoration. It was completed during a significant record-breaking drought. The Stevens Creek Reservoir upstream of us is exceptionally low, as are the reservoir releases that feed the creek. You'll see as you walk the new trail that the creek channel next to it is dry. However, it won't stay that way once normal rain returns. We hope that you'll come back in months ahead to see how the restoration progresses and enjoy the creek and wildlife when the creek is flowing once again. A couple of aspects that are particularly unique, noteworthy on the project is all of the collaboration that has been part of this effort in bringing it towards the goal line over the last few years. Regulatory agencies and resource agencies whose charge it is to protect our wildlife habitat and natural resources all collaborated and helped each other, helped the City of Cupertino, helped everyone get to this moment. 9 different grants and contributions funded from the grantor agencies funded over half of the project. 7 regulators and resource agencies were part of the process. They all were part of the planning and design, visited the site with us, and helped shape the features and the design of the restoration. Now we'll get to the thank yous. A project like this truly does take a village. And there are a lot of people that played a key role and deserve our heartfelt thanks. I'm going to go through our grantors, our regulating agencies and resource agencies, the design and construction team, and finally the team from the City of Cupertino. But I'm going to take one thank you out of order. The long list of agencies, companies, and people that I'm going to thank have largely been brought together and inspired by the passionate leadership of our project manager, Gail Seeds. For many years, beginning with phase 1 of the project through Blackberry Farm, Gail has dedicated her blood, sweat, and tears to the benefit of the Cupertino community and the region. Another moment of applause. Now back to our order here. Grantors and funders, I want to appreciate the different grants that we've received that all were part of the project. California River Parkways Grant Program, the Cupertino Sanitary District through a cost-sharing agreement, the Environmental Enhancement and Mitigation Program, Habitat Conservation Fund, the Santa Clara Valley Water District's Environmental Enhancement Implementation Grant Program, as well as the Water District's Trail and Open Space Grant Program. Both of those funded by the Clean Safe Creeks and Natural Flood Protection Program. The Transportation Development Act Article 3 funding, Transportation Fund for Clean Air, and the VTA Project Readiness Initiative. So all those come together to make this project whole, as well as funding from the City of Cupertino. Next, I'd like to thank the regulators and resource agencies that on a project where an agency is having to do a project as mitigation, sometimes it's more difficult. This one, I think everyone embraced. It helped accomplish all these resource agencies' missions, and that made life a lot easier. Everyone pushing towards the same goal. So I want to thank the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, Bay Delta Region, California Regional Water Quality Control Board, San Francisco Bay Region, California State Water Resources Control Board, Stormwater Program, the Cupertino Sanitary District, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's National Marine Fisheries Service, West Coast Region, Coastal California Division, it's a long one, and the Santa Clara Valley Water District. Turn the page and there's one more. Also the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Next, the design and construction team. So this group has been with it all the way through the process as well. This group of professionals worked hard, owned the project to make it exceptional. We'd like to thank SSA Landscape Architects, especially Steve Sutherland, Scott Reeves, and their team. Balance Hydrologics with Sean Chartrand, Ed Ballman, and their team. Mesiti Miller Engineering, the civil structural engineering firm, Rodney Cahill and Mark Mesiti Miller. Our construction contractor, Robert Bothman, Inc., especially Ferdinand Gagny, the project engineer and day-to-day manager, as well as the Stevens Creek Quarry, Inc. We had a construction management firm that got us, again, another company that got us to this day, Glen Rock with the Gilbane Building Company. And finally, another person that hand in hand with Gail has been working on this since phase 1 is Jonas O'Cal, an environmental planner. Next, I want to come back to the City of Cupertino staff that's worked extremely hard over many years to help this happen. From the Public Works Service Center staff, John Bazzelli and the grounds crew, as well as Jonathan Ferrante and the trees and right-of-way crew. From Parks and Recreation, we have the current director, Carol Atwood. We have former directors, Mark Linder and Therese Smith. From the Blackberry Farm staff, we had Tom Walters and Molly James. From the golf course, we had Don McCarthy and Tim Coles. That was a close working relationship, so we really appreciate their cooperation. And then Christine Hannell, Barbara Banfield, and David Jans from the McClellan Ranch Preserve. We have a lot of behind the scenes people that also keep it working day to day, the people that pay the bills and finance. So I'd like to thank our finance staff, as well as Public Works, capital projects and engineering staff, Katie Jensen, Carmen Lina, and Chad Mosley. Almost getting to the end, but I don't want this to be the least important. These are the most important. We want to thank the Cupertino community. This trail and the creek restoration were inspired by the community input that began a decade ago. The Cupertino community showed its strong support for creek restoration and multi-use trail within the corridor. Their ideals and their active participation in the public process were the foundation and catalyst that led to all of this today. Lastly, the City of Cupertino members, council members past and present. Years of constant support by our council members have been essential to bring this project about. Several years ago, we were piecing together money with all of our different grants, and it was really the support and leadership of the City Council that kept kept this moving through some tough times. We owe them our deep gratitude and their commitment to the project throughout the entire process. And I want to thank you. Now I'm gonna turn it over to Polly Escovedo, the program manager for bonds and grants with the California Natural Resources Agency.
I've been staring and staring at this platform thinking, how am I going to gracefully get up there? So thanks for the help. On behalf of Secretary Laird and all of us at the Natural Resources Agency, I want to thank you for letting us come today, celebrate, and just say a couple of words about the project. You know, we enjoy working with entities who tell us all the good things that they're going to do, and then they go out and they do it. That was certainly the case with the first phase that our program helped fund, and it's been no different with phase 2. It should be noted that phase 2 was funded under a highly competitive River Parkways program, and it's just been a pleasure to watch the folks get this done. What made the project competitive and what made it compelling is the fact that our environmental scientists like to call this a hardcore restoration project, and they like it. Not only did you go out and get native and drought-resistant vegetation, but if I have my facts straight, whenever feasible, you try to take from local stock, and that's, I see a lot of heads going, yes, that's to be commended. And you also designed the project for the irrigation to be eventually turned off. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. We're looking for projects that can be modeled by other communities. We're looking for folks to work with that are focused on a healthier, more sustainable watershed, a healthier, sustainable California. And the city of Cupertino should be commended for that efforts. Lastly, we never want to pass up an opportunity to thank the voters of California. We know that it's with your continued support that projects like this, really programs like the River Parkways program, are made possible. And we know it's always fun to stand up here when we can say with certainty that this is a project that the voters would have had in mind when they voted yes. So again, congratulations to the city and congratulations to its village. A job well done. Thank you. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to gracefully get down.
Hi, I'd like to invite Brian Schmidt from the Santa Clara Water District up to the podium, please.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I'm a little taller, so it helps out a bit to get up here. And I won't keep you long, very long either. As a water person, I want to conserve water. Don't want you stuck in the sun for too long. But I am very happy to be here and to join with you all today. The district, Santa Clara Valley Water District, and I'm the vice chair from the district. We've been a partner with the city of Cupertino for a decade on doing this work out here. And it's fantastic to be at this point today. Tim mentioned earlier that there were 9 different grants that were used to help fund what's been done out here. 2 of them came from the water district. And just as Polly mentioned that this project went through a very competitive process at the Rivers and Parkways, those 2 grants that the city of Cupertino got from us, they won also in a competitive grant evaluation process, and we're seeing the fruits of that today. And I just want to say also that money obviously didn't come from trees. It came from the people of the county and the people of the city of Cupertino who voted twice, both in 2000 and in 2012, to tax themselves on top of what they would normally do so they can do projects like this, including in 2012 when the voters passed it with 74% approval, a new tax to do things like this. So thank you. So those 2 grants that you got, there's more where that came from. So, and looking forward to other opportunities for that to happen. So we're very happy to participate in this process through phase 1 and 2 of the process. We've even featured it in the People Behind Your Water video that we do to help people understand the work we do is to assist the work you have out here. So it's an exciting project, and I'm very happy to be out here. Of course, there aren't any, there's no water out there now, but please go do your rain dances at home and conserve as much water as you possibly can. And we will be back with more ideas about exactly that as the year goes on. And hopefully there'll be some great water flowing through this winter, some steelhead, beautiful steelhead coming through, and it'll be a great thing to see. So thank you, everybody.
Our next speaker is Daniel Logan from the National Marine Fisheries Services.
Thank you for the invitation to come here and participate in this dedication. This really has been a high point for me. I've been associated with this project for many years, and I'm thrilled that I was given the opportunity to come and participate. So thank you very much for that. Now, the project work that's been done here at Blackberry Farm is noteworthy for many reasons. We've heard several. And I'd like to comment on 2 reasons here. National Marine Fisheries Service, the agency I work with, is in the process of writing the recovery plan for steelhead in this area. And the recovery plan looks for ways to improve current conditions for steelhead and also reduce future threats to that species as well. And the Blackberry Farm project here, before the recovery plan has even been rolled out, as part of the project here, has removed fish passage impediments, has improved the aquatic habitat complexity, has reconnected the floodplain back to the creek, has reduced pollutant inputs in, lots of other things too. These are all really important, really critical things that can be done and have been done by this community. And those things are all being taken into consideration into the recovery plan. So, as you've heard and as you notice, there is a dry stream back here behind us. But I'm telling you, even without the water, right now this stream is a big improvement. Okay? You've heard that we're in a drought. But if you were to go just upstream, just a little bit here, you'd see there was some water in the stream. There's a little few steelhead in there, young steelhead that are surviving and growing, waiting for their chance to come out to the ocean. Plus, right now we have adults out in the ocean, and they're just growing, and they're just waiting for their chance to come back in as well. So, when the rains return this winter, so will the steelhead. And the steelhead are going to take advantage of these improved stream conditions here. The second thing I wanted to point out is just notice your city leaders here. Notice what has happened to them through the course of this project. Your city manager has changed. So is your director of Parks and Recreation, your director of Public Works, your city council, your mayor. They're all different. And yet, they're still committed to this project and doing this project well. And this project is being epitomized. In my office in Santa Rosa, several counties north of here, I'm oftentimes contacted by other cities, other entities interested in working on creek projects or park projects. For every single one of those people, I encourage them to come down to Cupertino to speak with the people at Blackberry Farm to see what a job well done can be. So these efforts here have ripple effects. So the things that have been done so far here make a great model for other places in Stevens Creek and other watersheds around as well. So very well done. So to the city, to the people in attendance here, I say congratulations on the Blackberry Farms project. And I thank you for the vision and the dedication that everyone here has brought to this project and to the continued support for Blackberry Farm into the future. Thank you.
It's now my honor to introduce the Mayor of Cupertino, Gilbert Wong, who will do the closing remarks.
Welcome and thank you for joining us for this dedication ceremony. My name is Gilbert Wong and I'm the mayor for the city of Cupertino. I would like to take a moment to introduce my current and former colleagues that played a part in this trail. First, we have Vice Mayor Rod Sinks, Councilmembers Orrin Mahoney, Councilmember Barry Chang, Councilmember Mark Centurl. We also have a couple of former mayors in the audience. First, we have former Mayor Dolly Sandoval, former Mayor Patrick Kwok, former Mayor Sandra James, former Mayor Barbara Rogers, she's in the back there. I also want to recognize Mrs. Dean, who's the husband of former Mayor Wally Dean. Mrs. Dean? We also have a couple of Parks and Recreation Commissioners, starting out with Chairperson Darcy Paul, Jeff Paulson, David Fung, Judy Wilson, and Nisha's not here yet. Also, former Parks and Rec Commissioner David Greenstein. And we have a very special guest. We have 3 generations of the Stockemeyer family. Could the Stockemeyer family please stand up? 3 generations there. Today, we celebrate the completion of the 1-mile segment of the regional Stevens Creek Trail, linking McClellan Road with Stevens Creek Boulevard. The 1/4-mile Phase 2 segment of the pedestrian bicycle trail connects Blackberry Farm with Stevens Creek Boulevard and cuts through the former Stockemeyer property, making this now inaccessible to the public. Other highlights of this project includes the restoration and widening of Stevens Creek to stable, healthy conditions. The restoration used all natural materials and methods and fixed an important section of the creek for the spawning of this year's round rearing for the threatening spearhead trout. The project planned nearly 300 new native trees and installed over 2,000 native plants grown from seeds, cuttings, and acorns. The result is this beautiful all-weather trail and bridge. Total construction cost of this project was $3.281 million, with a $2.831 million coming from grants and other outside funds and contributions, as was stated earlier. We appreciate the cooperation of the 17 different agencies who came together to produce this project before you. I'm very proud 4 years ago when I joined Mayor Orrin Mahoney to open Stevens Creek Trail Part 1. I remember taking Emily walking along from McClellan Ranch all the way down to the playground where we have here. And it should have took a lot sooner, but now we have a trail all the way from McClellan Ranch to the Stockemeyer property. And let's give a huge applause to the staff, to the council members, and all the particular agencies. To keep this short speech, please now join me in cutting the ribbon on this new trail segment and walking to the trail to unveil the dedication plaque. Behind me, there is a ribbon cutting. You'll be walking down a 1/4 mile of this new trail. At the end of the trailhead, there'll be a plaque where we'll be having all the 5 council members dedicating the plaque. So come on all behind me now, please. Thank you. Okay, do you want to count 1, 2, 3?
Sure.
Okay, then can you help me do the scissors for it? Yeah, this real scissors, right there. Okay. When I count 3, 2, 1, 0. Yay! So why don't everybody come and follow us down the trail and enjoy the trail. We have a trail ceremony down here. Thank you very much for walking on the trail. As you can see that staff did a very wonderful job under the Public Works Department and Park Recreation to put together this beautiful trail with the Stockemeyer orchard here and soon to be restored Stockemeyer house as well too. I'm going to do a dedication ceremony of the plaque for Stevens Creek Trail number 2. So we'll count 1, 2, 3 and pull the ribbon, and then somebody has to pull the nice green cloth here. So I hope so. We'll find a minute.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. And then we'll go 1. What do you think? What do you think? There's a rabbit here, or? There's 2 layers. 1.
Your way.
1, 2, 3. And it reads Stevens Creek Corridor Parks and Restoration, dedicated July 2014, with cooperation of the Cupertino City Council, city staff, design team, construction team, and the funders. Again, thank you very much to everyone for coming out for the Stevens Creek Trail. There's some refreshments here, and again, we couldn't have done it without the strong community support of Cupertino and many other friends. So again, let's give a huge applause to everyone here. Thank you.